Johnson here again from Better Display Cases. We wanted to do a video. The name of our company is Better Display Cases, and so the obvious question people have is, what makes your cases better? So that's what I'm going to talk about. And you actually can read this on our website. I actually just printed this right out. We have 18 different reasons why we think our cases are better, and so I'm going to go through each of those 18 things, but you can go right to our website. Right now it's kind of hard to find on our website. You'd have to go to contact, and then drop down says welcome, and then if you read the welcome you would find this. I think this is important enough to move over, so I think I'm going to try to move it under blog. You would go to blog, and then under there there'll be a drop down, and I'm going to add two things. One is why you need an acrylic display case. Everybody needs acrylic display cases, whether you know it or not, and we'll explain to you why that is on that page, and then we'll have a separate link for what makes us better. But I thought I'd do a video about it right here. By the way, Randall is the guy taking the video. You might hear him talk during this video. I don't know. This isn't really pre-scripted, and I told him if I'm missing something that he thinks of, go ahead and throw it out there. So you may hear another voice. It is kind of a southern twangy type of voice, and that'll be Randall. All right, thank you, Randall, for doing this.
You're welcome.
All right, number one here, high quality acrylic. All right, that's it. All starts with the quality of the acrylic, and we have learned with experience, not all acrylic is the same. Some of it is cheap, some of it is good. We use high quality acrylic. We've bought some from, we've used different sources over the years. The low quality is duller, and maybe a little yellow tint is just kind of dark, whereas high quality is going to be sharp and bright and brilliant. So that's the kind of acrylic we use. And by the way, you'll see me squinting. I wear glasses, reading glasses, so I might have a hard time. So that's what that is sometimes. But the other thing that I wanted to tell you is, all right, we use the same acrylic for our black acrylic. So the base, and I don't know, let me find one. Here we go. All right, so our base normally, or traditional, display case is black acrylic. And we use the same kind of acrylic for the back piece. So this is a very thin sheet of the same exact material, so it all matches, it's all gonna match. Not everybody does this, and in fact we didn't when we started. We used a different kind of mirror, and then on the back it was like a sticker mirror, which I might as well jump to that right now. We don't use that anymore either, because that was fine, except sometimes it left bulges, I guess. The mirror would bulge out a little bit because it was a sticker, the sticker. So we switched to a hard mirror, all right? So that's what all these are. They're real acrylic hard mirror. And then the problem with that is the back of any mirror, whether it's a sticker or acrylic, is going to be gray, which isn't bad because for the most part you're not seeing what's on the back anyway. But still, we like everything to match, make it better than anybody else. So we added the thin piece of black acrylic on the back of the mirror, so everything matches beautifully. So, and by the way, some companies do pretty much, not everything, but most of the things I'm going to talk about, different people do them. Some people also have the black on the back. But what we did is looked at the whole industry, how people make their cases, and we tried to pick the best from everybody. And then there's a few things that we do that nobody else does. So that's what makes us, I think, better than anybody else. All right, well, while I'm here, I'm working on this. Another thing that we add on the bottom of all our cases, now we have our logo, by the way, so if you don't see that logo, you might have a counterfeit, so that may be the problem. So anyway, just be aware of that. We still might have some in stock that don't have this, but for the most part, they all have our logo on the bottom. And they all have, well, not all, we have a lot of different kinds of cases, but most of them, if they need it, are gonna have this rubber feet, black rubber feet on the bottom, and so that just keeps it from, scratching the table or whatever. All right. We try to think of everything. All right, I think that covers point number one. We got 18 points. I'll try to go faster. Number two, size. All right. We say here, let's face it, bigger is better. Not always, but usually, and certainly with display cases, bigger is usually better. It gives you some more space. So if you compare the sizes of our display cases, our football helmet display case, basketball, double mini football helmet, whatever it is, we're going to be as big or probably a little bit bigger than the competition, than other ones you're going to find. And it's not a big deal unless whatever you have doesn't fit. Usually it's going to fit anyway. But if it's a little bit bigger, you can add extra things, And these are all memorabilia display cases. So, in addition to displaying the football helmet, you might want to stick the ticket in there to the game you went to or whatever. Some other kind of gives you a little bit more space to put stuff in. So that is a good thing. Thickness. All right, so first of all, our acrylic itself is thick, fairly standard thickness, really, but you will find some people that sell thinner. All right, so that's the main thing. And we have different cases. Some of our cases are really thick. They're like a 1/4 inch thick. It'll say that in the listing, so those are really thick. I mean, basically, we think about what's the best for each kind of case that we're selling. If you're going to hold a football helmet, that's kind of heavy. So you're going to want that platform to be a little bit thicker. So our football helmet display case, the platform is a little bit thicker. I think it's 2/16 thickness as opposed to 1/16. Then we have a bowling ball display case. Not many people try that. That one is, I think it's 3/16 thickness for the platform to hold up the bowling ball. So anyway, that's another thing that we do. Generally our acrylic is thicker, and that's a good thing. UV protection, that's our number 4. That's just should be standard. Everything you buy that's acrylic and you're displaying memorabilia, you need to get UV protection. Ours, it just goes in the mix. When the acrylic's made, UV's in there. Most people have UV, but not everyone. But we do, so that's one thing. Real mirrors was number 5. I think I already covered that one, so that takes care of that. Again, we use real acrylic mirrors, so they're hard, and not stickers. Some people use stickers, and the stickers are going to be problematic over time. They might be fine forever, but they also might bulge a little bit. All right, the rollover, this is pretty important. All of our cases, the front right here is one piece of acrylic. So you got the front, you got the top, that's all one piece of acrylic, and it's bent and it rolls over like that. So that means you have less seams. This isn't a seam. Anytime you have a seam where you gotta glue it together, you might have some problems. It's difficult. So that's why we have the one piece rollover in the front, which the front's the most important piece. Some people don't. Some people have every single one of those sides is a separate piece. For us, we do the rollover, and that's not super easy to do. Takes some skill, but all of our cases are made that way. While I'm here, we're looking close up, I guess, at this case, so that's fine. See these edges right here? I don't know if you can see that, but they're really bright, clear. That's also not easy to do. A lot of people, when you look at these edges, they're hazy, kind of fuzzy, and that's just because they didn't polish it well enough. So we highly polish our edges, and it makes a big difference. It makes it bright and clear, and it looks good. This is one of our new products, by the way. You won't find this, I don't believe, sold by anybody else in the world. We just designed this just for a golf ball display case, so maybe a hole-in-one or something. It has a place in the back to put your scorecard. All right, and see that? It attaches. Isn't that awesome? So anyway, it has these, what's that called?
Magnets.
Magnets, there you go. Magnets that hold that together. You can put anything back there. We have other ones. This is turf because it's a golf ball, but you can get it for any kind of memorabilia. There's an example of that. It's just a black acrylic on the bottom. It has that same thing that you can put any kind of tickets or whatever. So we're always trying to think of new, creative, unique products. We design them all right here in Stafford, Virginia. All right, so that's the design. Actually, that was my next point. I think we covered that. I mean, really though, an important thing to understand is all the different variations we offer. Most of our cases, first of all, we got the wall mount option for most of our cases. And by the way, the wall mount comes different thicknesses depending on the item. Like if you're gonna, basketball display case, for instance, the wall mount is thicker than for maybe a mini football display case or to hold a mini football. So, we do that because of the weight. One thing you should know, if you ever, even despite that, depending on how heavy something is you put in there, it might still bend, So a little trick is to stick a little piece of cardboard back behind there to flatten it out, if you have that problem. A great thing about our wall mounts, so this is what you would get. It'd be plastic to protect it from scratching. This is what you would receive in the box. To put it together, You would take off the platform. You unscrew these risers, all right, and take off the platform that I think you saw in some of the other cases, and replace it. You're done with the platform. If you're going to use the wall mount, you don't need that very bottom piece, but you use the same screws and everything that go right up through this wall mount, and it all screws together, and it ends up like this, which looks great. You know, it's a very sleek appearance. Pretty much, I think everyone else in the industry, rather than doing it this way, they have a separate wall mount piece that's bolted onto the bottom. So you would have both. You would have the platform, you would have the base, and then under that you would have the wall mount holding it all up. And then they usually use screws under here to screw it all together. Well, that's kind of ugly, you know, frankly. What we've come up with is something that removes the base and replaces it with this piece, and it integrates. It uses all the same stuff, all the same screws and everything. We have it, what's that, doweled? What's the word for indented? The screws?
Recessed?
Yeah, there you go. So it's nice and flat on the bottom. So you don't see any ugly screws and so forth from under there. So anyway, I think our wall mounts are the best out there, at least I hope so. By the way, we get our best ideas from customers, truthfully, so any ideas that you guys have, send them our way. We'd love to hear them. All right, we talked about number 9, that's the rubber feet. Metal risers and screws. This is a very big thing. We use metal risers and screws. As far as I know, nobody else really does that, at least that sells a lot of them. I really don't know of anyone who does it. So that's a lot better for a lot of reasons. First of all, obviously, everybody else uses plastic. Plastic can crack, especially over time. And the screws, everything is metal in ours. So you're gonna have metal screws, metal riser, you're gonna have the matching top, you know, that goes, this is the matching one for that, silver, that goes in there. So it's strong, you know, you don't have to worry about it breaking or anything. So we like our metal, and it's a big advantage. Another thing that metal allows us to do is have different colors that look good. All right, so we have not just, and this came from customers, you know, called up, said, hey, we like your gold riser, but do you do silver? At that time we didn't. We said we'd try. So we obtained silver risers. Again, they're metal, made of the same stuff. It comes, you know, the silver cap, everything matches. Not many people, some people sell silver, but not that many. Black, I don't know of anyone else in the industry at all that has black. So it's all made of the same, it's all metal, and that makes it easier to do different colors, and they look better. Just compare the pictures, you'll see. Plastic versus metal, the metal's shinier, and it lasts longer. Another thing we do, we have this inside of it. Bam. So then when you put it down, it kind of floats, you know, it's not touching exactly. So I mean, it protects the acrylic, that's one nice thing, but to me, the bigger thing is it kind of, Randall hit some button and it stopped, and we're not 100% sure where we were, but anyway, hopefully we'll edit it when we come back, but it won't be perfect, so that's why I'm explaining all this, because it'll give me some weird thing. People were like, what happened there? All right, now, the only other thing, I think I talked about this underneath, so it floats, which is cool. It also protects from the acrylic scratching, because it's metal again, so it would tend to scratch the acrylic, you know, so that's a good reason to have that also. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about, again, nobody else does this, we have 2 different sizes of risers. And that's good, from our perspective, good and bad for that. The bad part about it is when you use a large riser, it makes the case larger. I mean, it's going to make this platform up higher, and so it makes the whole case a little bit bigger, and you know, that's a little bit more cost, and also risk of damage in shipment. I'll talk about that, how we guarantee that later. But we do it because we think it's the right thing to do. We think it makes the case look better. When you're displaying a basketball or a large item like a football helmet, you want to have a large riser, because otherwise it looks weird. If this thing is lower, if you have a big object you're displaying and you know the platform is down here, it just doesn't look as good as it does with a higher platform. The proportions are better. So that's why we have 2 different sizes. Most of our cases, you know, are small. The football, mini football, you know, we have a lot of small cases. They come with you know, a regular size riser like that. It just doesn't have this extra thing. But we have 2 sizes of risers. I don't think anybody else has that, and it helps make, especially our large cases, look better. And we sell a fireman's display case. You could show that real quick, I guess. That's a good seller. And then we have our motorcycle or motocross helmet display case. I don't think anybody else really sells those in large quantity anyway. Maybe you can go to a local shop or something. The reason they don't is damage and shipment. That's a big problem with display cases, especially the bigger they are, the more likely they are, if they're dropped in shipping, to crack. That's just the reality. And so we've worked a lot on improving our shipping, improving the packaging, making the boxes harder, everything. And we've gotten a lot better. We have a lot fewer incidents of that than we did when we started, but it still happens. So anyway, that with bigger cases especially, it happens more often. So that's one reason why you're not going to find other people selling that. It also, honestly, is why those big cases cost more, because we have to build into the pricing the resending them. I mean, with the big cases, maybe 1 out of 4 we end up having to resend. That's a really important thing. That's listed in here somewhere about customer service. I think we'll get to it, but while I'm thinking of it, you need to understand we stand behind our product, we stand behind our customer. You won't find any customer, I don't think, that's ever unhappy at the end of the day when they work with us, because we take care of you. If it breaks, we're going to send you another one at no cost to you. We answer customer service emails morning, noon, and night, weekends. So we're very, very customer focused. And if you buy from us, you can be assured that it's going to work out. You're not going to get a busted case, which happens a lot in the industry. And if you do, we're going to send you another one. Or if you're not happy with it, we'll refund you. You know, either way. But anyway, that's an important thing that I should mention. All right, we talked about metal risers, options. We talked about that, I think. Right now, we have 55 different kinds of cases. You'll see if you buy one, maybe the title on the packing slip might say A02 or A03, like this is an A002. But within this, we have all these different options. You can get it, football helmet display case, you can get it with mirror, you can get it clear without a mirror, which by the way is something that customers told us they wanted. And I talked to people who were selling these and they said, oh, that's stupid. Everybody wants a mirror. Not true. A lot of people want clear ones. So we offer mirror, clear, we have black riser, silver riser, gold riser, all those options with the mirror and the clear. Most of the cases we sell, well, I won't say most, but anyway, a lot of them come with options like this kind of wood floor, which is pretty cool. I think we're pretty much the only ones who do this. This is great for a basketball, to display that, volleyball, any kind of sport where you play on a court is great. We have this option for the bottom, turf, fantastic for football. We sell football helmet display case with a turf option, soccer ball, a lot of different ones. We have brand new, Randall's actually working on this, a real wood base. So we actually haven't even started selling that. We're just working now on making the sizes right and just making it as good as we can. So it probably won't end up looking exactly like this, trying to change the stain to change it a little bit, but this is coming, real wood bases, and that will go with everything. So like I say, we have 55 different sort of major type of cases, basketball, football, mini football, just all sorts of boxing glove, that's a big one. All these different sizes with all these different options. So altogether we're going over 500 now, different options, 500 different SKUs that we sell. So if you don't immediately see what you're looking for, give us a call or email us and we'll see what we can do. Consistency, this is a great thing too, which is a great thing about our business. Once you buy our case, if you like it, and we hope you do, and most people do, you're going to buy more probably because they match, So that's a great thing. They all use the same kind of risers, the same materials. So, you can have a whole room, and we have some people. We have a guy out in Hawaii, a best customer. He's bought, I think, approaching 200 display cases. He doesn't put them on shelves anymore because they won't fit. He just has a whole wall. If you go to our website, we have pictures of it, a whole wall of nothing but our display cases stacked right on top of each other. He has so many that one time he lost a screw came off, and rather than finding it would take too much time, it fell back behind all his cases. He let us know and we just shipped him out a new one. So anyway, the point is, like I say, they all match, and so that's great. Once you get on board with us, don't worry, we have lots of other options for other memorabilia that you can display, and it'll all match. I want to do a different video sometime about the importance of memorabilia and displaying it, but that needs to be a whole different video. All right, where were we? We talked about wall mount, riser insert, I talked about that. Packaging and shipping, I pretty much talked about that. and customer service, I talked about that. You won't find anybody, I don't think, I hope, that was unhappy at the end of the day after working with us. I got price down here. You know, price is important. You'll find cheaper cases, but they're cheaper. You know, for the quality that you get with us, you won't find them at a lower price. They'll be at a higher price. And the reason for that is because we sell direct. We manufacture, we design them ourselves, manufacture them ourselves, sell them direct. We have no, maybe this will change one day, but right now we don't sell through any retailers, Target, Walmart. We sell online through a lot of them, but it's direct. We ship it ourselves, or it's shipped from Amazon to the customer, but it's direct from us to the customer. We don't have any middlemen, all right? So we take out that cost, and that's why we're able to sell it at better prices for the quality product. We don't want to deal with low quality. It's just too many problems. Last thing, number 18, veteran owned and operated. If that matters to you, I'm a vet, retired Army vet, and it's been a great thing to do after I retired. Our warehouse and retail facility and office and so forth is in Stafford, Virginia. We're just like 2 miles down from Quantico Gate, so come by and visit us anytime. We have a lot of military connections. Like I said, I'm retired military. Randall taking the video, he's a military brat. His dad was in the Navy. So if you want to support the military, buy from Better Display Cases. I think I covered it. Anything else, Randall?
I think you covered it all.
All right, until next time, thank you. Talk to you later.